NNRG.
Been a while since we've been using a tape file, so today's game is Lazy Jones, and I do happen to know a little bit about this game. Not a lot though. Basically that it's like WarioWare before WarioWare was a thing. So let's start this one. So should be loading it. We got loading bars, or the raster. Is it loading bars or raster bars? Or does it matter? I'm not quite sure on that one. Okay, this is another one by Remember. We got a double plus, so that means there's only 2 trainer options, so I guess that kind of makes sense, given what we're about to get into here. Also, I've been told that it almost doesn't make sense for a tape file to have a crack applied to it, but that doesn't negate the potential for manual-based copy protection, so, you know, that could still be a thing that's being bypassed. But anyways, let's get by that. And I think this one had some documentation in it. Yes, it does. So the game. Lazy Jones is a series of games in one game, where you must become Lazy Jones, the laziest, most skilled shirker in the business, whose only ambitions are to improve his gameplay and avoid his work at all costs. In Lazy Jones' hotel, there are 18 rooms, most of which have their own computer game, which you, as Jones, take every opportunity to play instead of cleaning, occasionally hiding in the bedroom, cupboard, and toilet to avoid being caught by your irate manager, or to avoid running into your cleaning trolley and having a heart attack at the thought of having to work. Okay. Man, this guy must have some weird heart issues? Anyways, so operation up, down, left, right, and fire. That's pretty simple. And lives. You can select between 1 and 9 lives by moving left and right. Lazy Jones loses a life when caught by his manager, or the ghost of his former manager, or by accidentally bumping into his cleaning trolley. Okay. And one important thing it's noting here is that there's 18 different rooms, and that if you go to all the rooms, you can only visit each room once, but if you go to all the rooms, you're then allowed to visit them all again, but the difficulty goes up as well. So I guess that's kind of the goal, is visit all the rooms and play all the mini games. Okay, not really much else to the documentation, so let's get started here. Lazy Jones by David Whittaker, Terminal Software. Copyright, that looks like 1984, if my Roman numerals are correct. Is this going to go anywhere? Oh, I gotta push a button. So, no unlimited lives, and no whatever that was. Welcome to the world of Lazy Jones. Same stuff there. Do I push a button? Okay, just push a button. And it shows controls again. Or joystick in port 2, which is what I'm using. How many lives? Okay, so if you hold left or right, you can choose how many lives you get. I don't think this is part of the trainer. I think this is something that's actually default to the game. Oh, it just started right away. I didn't even put... What? Okay, that's good to know. The character in the middle is apparently Lazy Jones, and I'm not pushing any buttons right now. Lazy Jones just sort of walks on his own. Okay, and I can jump, and then, like, hit push up in front of the doors to go in them, so I'm guessing I push the fire button? Wait, why didn't that work? Oh no, wait, that does work. Either that has to be timed very specifically, or you can hold the button. I'm gonna try holding the button next time. Okay, so we got one of these micro games here, Jaywalk. So I'm guessing I gotta go to the other side? Like that? And then, okay, so you're just going to each corner. I guess that makes that, well, never mind then. Okay, you get 1 life in the micro games, apparently. Okay, so let's try this now. So let's hold the button down. Okay, if you're holding the button, you just go in the door, so you don't have to worry about timing it perfectly. So what micro game do we have this time? This time it's going to be Rescue. Okay, I can move up, move to the side, and collect the people. I'm guessing we don't want to touch any of this green stuff. Probably don't want to touch the green stuff. Oh, and I'd slowly fall too, so I gotta be careful about that. You know, this little microgame here is reminding me of Hero, but I'm not sure which came first. I think Hero came first, because Hero would have been a 2600 game, and that would have been well before 1984. So can I get all the guys? Okay, I got all the guys, and now it continues. So I guess the idea is you've got that little time limit at the side there. I think the idea is just get as many points as you can before the time runs out, which, you know, makes sense. Okay, this one's kind of too easy, so I think I'm just going to lose on purpose. Yeah, that way we can see more of the game without having to spend forever on just one microgame at a time. Okay, so let's keep the button held down so that we'll immediately go into the next door. And what have we got in here? It'd be nice if it showed the name of the game before it actually started, because then you could prepare yourself. 99. So, like the song then. How do I actually shoot? Oh no, wait, I'm controlling this guy on the ground? Wait, what? I just noticed that the music in the background has sort of morphed into the 99 Red Balloons song. That's interesting. And I still have no idea what I'm doing here because I can't... The button's not doing anything. I can move the guy left and right, but that seems to be about it. Oh, okay, so I can pick up the balloons. And then what? Do I have to pick up more than one? Oh, if I pick up more than one, I float to the top. And then I move over to the side, and that's it for that? Maybe I do have to collect another one. Okay, you do collect another one. That's kind of weird. And now I'm having trouble actually collecting them. Like, do I have to hold the button down? Is this another case of holding the button down to... I don't know. Well, I'm about to run out of time, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, it's weird how the music in the background kind of morphs as you go along. But, well, I guess that's not weird, but it is a nice touch to it anyways. So we're going into this next room here. Let's see what the microgame here is. The Turk. Okay, there's... What am I even doing? Okay, if I push the button, it shoots the fork forward, and I'm trying to get the fork into the Turk, or the turkey, maybe? Kinda looks like turkey. Very brown turkey. Am I losing time every time the phone hits the fork? I think that might actually be a thing that's going on. Okay, what have we got next in this room? Because there's 18 rooms, and we're about to have explored a third of them. We still got 2 more on this floor. Wild wafers. Okay, basically just shooting the wafers. I'm going to guess actually touching the wafers is a bad thing. Oh, you know, I just noticed that the time goes down at different rates for different games. Like, look at it fly right now. Like, that's not seconds, that's like hundreds of seconds per second. Well, I'm almost out of time. Let's see what happens if I hit... Yeah, if I hit the, Oh. I thought it was taking time away, but at the end there, it didn't seem to be. Oh. Okay, next microgame on this floor. What have we got? We've got... Well, we got a gray television this time instead of a blue one. And the game is... Outland. Is this just another shooter? It's just another shooter. Oh, but in this shooter, you can actually hold the fire button down and you just keep firing. Mind you, you can only have one bullet on the screen at a time, and it doesn't look like you can actually lose this one. But the time is going down at, like, an incredibly high rate of speed, so you can run out of time real fast in this game. But then I guess that's kind of the point, is because you can't lose this one, you don't want it to last forever. So, you know, it makes sense. Okay, so that was all the microgames on the middle floor. Now, I don't know if they're randomized or change at all if you, like, play the game multiple times, but we might find out. So make sure to jump over the trolley and then go in the elevator. Okay, so we're on the main floor now, so let's see what's behind door number 4, because I assume 1 is the one at the far left. Orange television, or somewhat brown, brownish orange, and we have yet another shooter. Huh. kind of getting some Action 52 vibes right now. For those unfamiliar, Action 52 was an unlicensed NES cart released, I think, sometime in the late 80s or early 90s. The idea was that it had 52 games on it, and that you were getting a great deal by buying this $200 game cartridge with all of these games on it, but all 52 games happen to be incredibly terrible, and a very large quantity of them are just very, very basic space shooters. Okay, door number 5 on the first floor. What game do we have this time? Get ready! It's The Hills Are Alive, which is at least it's a horizontal shooter this time instead of vertical. Like, I mean, that's different. Okay, so the concept of having a ton of different micro games is good and all, but you have to make them different. You can't just repeat the same mechanics all the time. Like, having the 99 Red Balloons was a good example. Like, that one had an interesting variety to it. It was tricky to understand what was going on, but it was different. Like, it wasn't just move up and down and fire shots. And I'm not saying you can't just move up and down and fire shots, but you can't make that a predominant style across multiple games. You gotta mix it up a bit. So, anyways, door number 6, first floor. Let's see what we got for this game. Whoa. This is basically very fast-moving Space Invaders. Oh wow, and this one actually resets once you get all the invaders, so you can feasibly get a really high score on this one. Like, if you do it right. Yeah, I am melting through the score right now. Okay, I'm not gonna roll it, but I'm gonna get pretty high up there compared to what I typically get on these games. Yeah, 770 points. Holy jeez. Okay, heading for door number 3 now. Yeah, you can see the ghost of the previous manager is just sort of like a black silhouette against the background there. Okay, door number 3. This is... okay, it's just a closet with cleaning supplies? How come that doesn't give him a heart attack? Okay, door number 2. Maybe this one's not cleaning supplies? Wait, move up to jump over the drunk. Press fire to score a drink off the barman. What? Oh, did we just, like, step into the bar for the hotel? Okay, so if you push the fire button in front of the barman at the back, then you get points. Doesn't work if you just hold the button down, so yeah, you have to actually press the button. Whoops. Ah, the drunk got me. Okay, get in front of the drunk there, and start smashing the button. There we go, now we're scoring. Well, don't stop. Let me by. So yeah, you actually have to mash on this one. You can't just hold the fire button down. But yeah, this doesn't seem like it's a mini-game in the same sense as everything else was. Although it's giving us the same game over as if it was on a television screen. That's kind of weird. Okay, door number 1 on the first floor. This one's actually a game this time. So what have we got? Get ready for the wall. Okay, I'm just... what? I was moving that brown sort of thing around and scoring points just by moving? Okay. Well, that's everything on the first floor, so I guess all that's left is floor number 3. So, go up the elevator... oh, we've got to go up again. Or wait, why did that bring us down? I'm right in front of the freaking ghost, too. How do we go up to the top floor? Maybe we have to hold up once we're in the elevator? Okay, that seemed to work. Okay, and this time we'll go in order from first to last. So, door number 1 on the 3rd floor. What have we got? Oh, we got a game. What game is it? Get ready for Scout. Okay, so this is basically similar mechanics to... it's similar mechanics to that rescue one, except here you have to actually touch these platforms. Okay, that's interesting. If you actually, unlike Rescue where you died if you touched anything, here you just simply go back to the start. Although I wasn't paying attention to see if you actually lost health or lost time when you did that. But let's just make it, whoops. Oh, you also go back to the start if you touch the blue parts. Okay. Okay, so that's, once you get them all, you just start over again. But unlike Rescue, I can't just end this one. I gotta actually keep going until the time runs out. And yeah, it seems like with some of these games, you can't really lose. Like, if I touch the walls, I don't lose any time. Now granted, the time is going down at a fair pace, but as I've pointed out, different games make the time drop at different rates. So this one kind of drops at sort of a medium rate. Okay, at least I managed to score one more platform before the end there. So, oh wait, that wasn't called Scout, that was called Scoot. I didn't even realize that until right at the end there. Okay, next game is called The Reflex, and I literally can't... Wait, am I supposed to actually... Oh, I'm supposed to bounce these. Okay, interesting. So basically this is just, it's almost like a racquetball sort of thing. Just keep the bones in play. They make a very obnoxious sound, though. I almost don't want to play this one just because of the sound effects. Oh, that one actually went really quick. Okay. I'm okay with that because the sound effects were very annoying. I was about to try and mix the word annoying and obnoxious at the same time. Obnoxious-oing? Or something like that. I got a bathroom. We just use the bathroom. That's it. Okay, so nothing really much going on with the third door there. So next up will be door number 4 on the 3rd floor. And this is just a bed. Lazy Nightmare? Okay. Yeah, that wasn't terrifying. Okay, door number 5. Do we have a game behind this one at least? We do. So what is game number 5? Get ready for Eggy Chuck. I have no idea. I'm guessing I was probably supposed to push the fire button. I was trying to push up to maybe jump, and before I realized I didn't really have room to jump. Okay, final door. This one is a game. What game is it? Get ready for... Wipeout. Okay... So I'm basically playing a symbol, well, copyright symbol, trying to bounce a thing. And the way it seems to work is you only get points if you bounce it with the symbol. If it bounces off of the back wall, it doesn't count. Now the funny thing is, I can actually kind of understand why it would be done this way and not vertically like your traditional Breakout clone. There was a particular Breakout clone I don't know the name of that was popular on the Commodore systems. Like, I'm aware of it simply because of other ports later on that were done to PC, but that particular one was horizontally aligned as opposed to vertically. So I think that is the game that's being referenced with this one, not the original Breakout, but I have no idea about that. But that's it for that, so that's every room in the hotel. So is anything special gonna happen? Well, apart from getting insta-caught by the manager, that's not fair. Okay, well, let's see if these games actually do change to some degree. Wait, Stardust? Was this in the, I'm trying to remember now what position all the games were in, because supposedly the games are now going to be harder now that we're playing them again. But for some reason, I didn't think Stardust was behind this door. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay, well, let's actually go to the far end here, because if I'm remembering correctly, the 99 red balloons was the very end of the 2nd floor here. So if this is the same, then we'll know that it hasn't really been randomized. And no, this is the wall now. So it is actually changing where the different games are with each pass. That's interesting. Okay, we got the Turk again, which is just throwing the fork into the turkey. Doesn't seem to be any more challenging than before. Okay, I kind of failed miserably at the Turk that time, so oh well. Let's go into this door now and see which we've got behind here. Another one of the games. Although really at this point we have seen, I think we've seen all the games, unless we actually end up with some different ones as a result of having to do a second loop. I don't know. Well, for the games where we know how they're supposed to play, I'm just going to go through them and not really show them in the footage anymore. But if we come up to a game that I wasn't 100% certain on, I'll give it another go and see if I can figure out exactly what I was supposed to be doing. Okay, the music just got really weird for a moment. What? That was bizarre. The music went just absolutely nuts there for a second. Okay, I'm on 99 red balloons again, and it seems like the way you're supposed to grab them is you have to grab the string. So you have to get the timing just right. And then the arrow didn't shoot that time? That was weird. Arrow doesn't seem to always get it right with the timing. Well, I found the bed again. Is it going to be the same nightmare? Yeah, it's the same nightmare. Okay, one big complaint I have is that you sometimes move out of a room and one of the things you're supposed to avoid is right there waiting for you and you just insta-die. Like, that's not cool. That means that even if you're playing perfectly, you can end up not getting a good score just because the game feels like it. Like, just random chances, just like, hey, let's just spawn the bad things in front of you every time you try to leave a room. Okay, that's interesting. I was intentionally taking hits on this game just to see what would happen, and I noticed that once you're below the threshold of how much time you would lose from taking a hit, you don't lose time from taking that hit anymore. So that's kind of an interesting way of doing it. And I just ran out of lives, so I'm not going to have any idea what was up on the third floor this time. But oh well. Well, actually, here's an interesting question. We've started the game over now. Are the rooms going to be the same as the first lap, like on the first run the first time? Like, are they going to be the same rooms, or is it different every time? So, yeah, it's different every time. Okay, so we got Eggy Chuck again. I still don't know what I'm supposed to do there. I was hitting the fire button. And that's like, you don't fire any weapons, you can't jump? How are you... or wait, you're just supposed to go off the edge of the screen, aren't you? Okay, I think we've seen enough of this one now. So that was Lazy Jones, basically a collection of micro games. The idea being to score as many points in them as you can, and then score as many points as you can. This is basically like WarioWare before WarioWare was a thing. Or for those unfamiliar, WarioWare is like the de facto standard for micro games nowadays. So, you know, it kind of makes sense that something else would have come first, but I mean, here's the thing. This thing plays perfectly fine for what it is, but it could have used some more variety, but I kind of understand why that variety really isn't there. Because when you think about it, this is going to be limited to the Commodore 64 limitations, which is 64 kilobytes of RAM. And you can only fit so many game mechanics into that little space.